Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Record here with What If Issei was a part of the Thunderbird clan. Yeah, I think that's what I call it. Wait, let me look at it. Yeah, it was from the Thunderbird clan, but not the point. So we go into mostly where I last left it off, and that was like somewhere around mostly the battle between not somewhere, mostly in the beginning of the battle of Riser versus Issei. So yeah. So we kind of begin into mostly the battle between Riser and Issei. Both of them are looking at each other with murderous looks in their eyes. This is where Reese is just shocked to see mostly Issei fighting Riser. She wanted to say something, but this is where Issei beat her to the punchline. And that was literally punching Riser in the face and launching him out of the way. This is where, a battle is now having to begin. Well, before Issei punches him in the face, we go into the POV of mostly the other devils, especially Riser's father. Riser's father is a man with kind of short, kind of spiky blonde hair. This is where, not too short, but not the point. This is where, he has red eyes instead of having blue eyes, similar to that of like his children. This is where, he's wearing like this kind of tuxedo outfit somewhat, but yeah. This is going to be Riser's father. I think this guy's from mostly Gilgamesh or something like that. From mostly Fate. I have not watched Fate at all. I only watched like one series, but yeah. But I think this guy is usually named Gilgamesh, but not the point. He doesn't have the same powers as Gilgamesh or whatever the hell it's called. Gilgamesh, whatever. I don't care. If I'm getting his name wrong, fuck you. I don't care. Yeah. But this is going to be Riser's kind of father. He kind of looks like this. And Riser's father is right now kind of just looking at this. This is where, he noticed the brat who was actually in Rias' barrage and right now widening his eyes. This brat is not a normal brat. What he means about that is that Issei is literally a part of the Thunderbird clan. And he knows about this. He knows about that family. Because he has fought in the Thunderbird clan members from the human world a long time ago, and they gave him hell. Literally, he thought he was a devil until he noticed that the Thunderbirds themselves are much more aggressive people than he expected. They did not let up. They literally almost murdered his ass. This is where, what he means about almost getting murdered, even though he has regeneration from the Phoenix, he almost got destroyed by them. Their thunder, their lightning is just so much more effective towards that of a Phoenix because they can control all lightning phenomenons. It's a very crazy and powerful ability because some of the Thunderbirds had different lightning infinities. It wasn't just regular blue, turquoise, or lightning color. It was kind of turquoise, either purple, red, or even some other different colors. But there was also silver and gold. Mostly those would be those lightning would be called color elements, or mostly colorful lightnings. This is where, those weren't that much of a threat, but when it came to the sub-lightnings are basically just a lightning that has a element infused with them. So like lava lightning, ice lightning, or some type of other lightning. Especially holy lightning was called a sub lightning. Which, yeah, that was one of the worst things that he can ever deal with. Holy lightning is quite deadly towards that of a devil. Especially that of a phoenix devil. But yeah. This is where, Riser's father's just thinking, shit. This is bad for him. Fuck. I hope that kid isn't too strong. But from the fact that I'm looking at him right now, yeah, that kid is definitely gonna whoop the shit out of Riser. He has little to no doubt after seeing Issei. He was thinking that mostly Riser was finally gonna win and be able to marry Reyes and blah blah blah. But when Issei showed up, he was like, shit. He had no hope after that. He knows how painful and strong the Thunderbirds are from the, mostly human race. Even though they were literally connected with humans only, the Thunderbird clan, they were quite resilient at the same time, very aggressive. More aggressive than him. Yeah, that's saying a lot. This is where, well, because he remembers when he was younger, a young kind of devil, he was quite aggressive. He was similar to that of Riser, and even his oldest, mostly daughter, who was named Merliona. This is where, well, he was like, yeah, I was aggressive back then, but I wasn't aggressive like those guys were. They almost kicked the brakes off of me. Holy damn, luckily I managed to survive. Riser's father's thinking in his head. He doesn't tell anyone, and everyone else, like the devils, are right now kind of confused and wondering who these people, well, not who these people are, who that guy is, how is he using lightning without using magic too much, and other blah blah blah. Now, Riser's father kind of noticed that, yes, most of the kid isn't using lightning magic, because he already knows what mostly the brass are using. It's a weird thing that mostly the Thunderbird clan seems to be able to use lightning, but without the magic in it. It's a very weird phenomenon thing. It's like they can actually control lightning, which is crazy. But yeah, well, like supernatural effects like magic, whatever. Well, I mean, there is the supernatural effects, but not the magic in it. Mostly, the Thunderbird clan uses magic only to increase the power of the attack, but entirely they can still do quite a lot of damage without the magic. This is where, well, right now, Rise's father saying, well, I'm gonna lose. If I'm gonna lose, I'm going to bet on the opposite team just so I can win the money. Because he already knows that fucking Riser's dead. Even though his siblings, mostly, what's it called? Riser's older siblings, that being, what's it called? His older brother, his older sister. Well, I mean, there's two older brothers, one older sister. Then there's Riser, and then there's Raffle. But Raffle's still in the battle, and she's just watching this in shock. To see the supposedly newbie that got defeated by mostly the girl with the stick is right now fighting against her brother. She is shocked. This is where, well, she has never thought of ever seen this, but yeah. This is where, well, Riser's brother kind of looks like this. Let me show you. This is how one of Riser's older brothers look like, and this is where he kind of has glasses, blonde hair, and of course, where, well, he kind of has this, like, white tuxedo suit or whatever, and just watching this. He's looking at his, younger brother named Riser, right now fighting against this lightning user. And he has an idea in what exactly Riser is fighting, because he's noticed how his father is looking at the boy. It seems that his father is much more cautious about the boy's lightning. This is where, well, mostly the older brother is known as mostly, his name is Alexander Phoenix, and this is where, well, he is a much more brighter and smarter, mostly Phoenix member. He is quite intelligent and quite strong, and he doesn't actually always relies on the Phoenix healing property, because he's always just relies mostly on his mind and intelligence to fight. This is where, well, he can actually figure out that his father is thinking about something, and he knows that his father is cautious. He has seen how his father usually acts half the time. Even though mostly other people just think that mostly Riser's father doesn't really act too much, Alexander, on the other hand, already knows how his father acts. He might look stoic as hell, but he knows that his father is terrifying. This is where, well, he knows that the Thunder Boy, who is actually right now fighting against Riser, is going to be a threat towards Riser. And he knows that Riser relies on the regeneration of the Phoenix family way too much. Now, this is where, well, mostly Alexander has tried to talk mostly Riser and not to rely on that, but Riser is too much of an arrogant idiot half the time. Which Alexander gave up, but yeah. This is where, well, he's quite intrigued in the boy instead of Riser. The thunderish kind of lightning user boy. This is where, well, he's quite intrigued because the kid isn't just too arrogant in his own abilities, because he actually does fight with brains also. He noticed how he took out mostly, what's it called? Well, took out the bomb queen of mostly Riser being known as, Ubelume? I think that's her name, Ubelume. And this is where, well, mostly how Issei did it is just gave her two, like, fast jabs to the stomach, hitting her in two different pressure points and knocking out her kind of magic a bit. But this is where, well, also paralyzing her at the same time. Think of it when what's it called? Damien from DC paralyzed that one dude and knocked him out and paralyzed him for a week or something. Yeah, that's what Issei did. Hit her in 2 different pressure points, but yeah. And that was easy to knock her out, but yeah. Which Alexander is quite interesting. Very interesting on Issei. But this is where, well, we go towards mostly Riser's other brother. His other second brother, who is actually kind of a younger version from Alexander. He's a bit arrogant, cocky, but not too much. He is quite humble, and this is how he looks like. So, this guy is known as Revo Phoenix, and this is where, well, he is kind of the older brother. Well, second older brother, and this is where Revo Phoenix is actually a bit different. He's not like his mostly older brother, well, mostly known as Alexander, who is quite respectful in intelligence and other stuff. Revo Phoenix is a little bit different. He acts like a punk half of the time. He acts like a punk half the time. Sorry for stuttering, but yeah. Acts like a punk, listens to rock and metal music, and sometimes doesn't really care about nobility. He literally does not give 2 damns about it. And he's quite interested in Issei. The reason why is because Issei is listening to literally rock music right now, and he doesn't care. He's literally playing that bitch out loud. This is where, well, mostly Revo Phoenix is kind of interested in the music. He hears the song, and the song that Issei is playing in the background is called this. So this is the song that Issei is listening to. It's called One for the Money, and made by Escape the Fate, but yeah. Well, mostly Revo Phoenix is listening to the music in the background because he just doesn't care too much about this battle. He's quite interested in the lightning brat known as Issei Hyodo, who's right now beating the shit out of Riser, or kind of just beat the shit in the beginning. Which is quite an interesting tactic to see him, well, see a devil, a low-ranking devil, swipe kick mostly a high-ranking devil's legs and fucking punch him straight into, well, the building's floors. Which Revo Phoenix would probably done something like that and kind of smiles. This is where, well, he's quite interested in the lightning brat. This is where, well, other than that, he just is going to watch this because he's bored. He's not even wearing anything like proper or whatever. He's straight up just wearing this. He just doesn't give a damn. He really does not care. He has kind of orangey bluish eyes. It's a very odd mix in his eye color because it doesn't look similar to that of either his like brothers, any of his brothers. It's like an orangey blue. Doesn't look like his father's or even his mother's. Well, kind of. But yeah, he just over here doesn't give up. But he has the time. Now next to him is actually his younger sister, or well, not youngest sister, younger sister by like a couple of years. But her name is Merliona Phoenix, and she looks like this. So this is how Merliona Phoenix looks like. Now, of course, just ignore the fact that she has orange hair in this one. She has kind of blondish hair, like goldenish hair. A bit of orange, yeah, kind of, but not much. She has bluish eyes, and she is wearing something kind of like similar to that for Nova, but not too much. She is wearing this kind of similar to the same from Black Clover. But this is where, well, she's interested in the Thunder Boy, or Lightning Boy, also known as Issei, who's right now fighting her kind of younger brother known as Riser Phoenix. Now, mostly they're all just kind of watching this and quite interested. Now, Riser's mother, who is known as, well, mostly Lady Phoenix, and of course she doesn't have a name, and I haven't actually named mostly Riser's father. I've just been calling him father most of the time. But I will name them later, probably. I don't think they have a name in like the at-all in the light novel or even the anime. I don't know that much. But entirely, I don't care neither. I'll search them up later, probably. But right now, Lady Phoenix is right now watching this, and she's very shocked to see mostly Riser kind of losing. Of course, she's happy that someone's actually finally giving Riser the losing match, but she knows, well, she never really wanted her kind of family at all as to be used as breeding stock for mostly the Devil Council. So entirely, this battle between Riser and this Lightning Kid might be a good thing to, well, be able to save one of her children from the breeding stock from the council. But yeah, even though Riser might act like a brat half the time and kind of say that he does want multiple women, she knows damn well that down in his heart, he is still kind of just the council has made him arrogant. This is where, well, she's just hoping that this lightning kid will be able to defeat Riser. But we go back into Issei's POV. Now, this is how Issei's POV is kind of like. This is how Issei kind of just like talks to Riser a bit, but yeah.
Shot me for the next 4 minutes and 11 seconds, and I'll win. That's how losers think. Fine. Turn up the volume, because this is a funeral for the living!
So yeah, Issei kind of just exploded into lightning similar to that of mostly Kashimo from Jujutsu Kaisen. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, this is a funeral for the living! Turn up the music! This is where lightning started kind of just zapping out around his body. This kind of turquoise blue lightning. This is where, well, he grins at Riser. This is where Riser scoffs at him, but both of them are right now just increasing their auras to the max potential. This is where, well, mostly both of them then just rushes at each other. This is where Issei dodges a punch from Riser and right now decides to sidekick him in the fucking side of the stomach. Right now pushing him away. This is where both Riser and Issei are starting to now just rush at each other, or mostly just rush next to each other. You know how mostly both Kashimo and Hikaru were kind of running and kind of just like keeping up with each other's speed? That's what's happening. But Riser is using his wing to keep up with speed, while Issei is literally just running. This is where, well, Issei decides to kind of step on a tree, one of the trees, and kind of launch his body out the way and fucking kick Riser. Riser managed to dodge and send a fireball straight towards Issei. Issei dodges, but this is where, well, he then kind of just like launched himself off of the ground, right now trying to drop kick Riser. Riser right now sends a powerful flame attack straight towards Issei. But this is where Issei pulls out a sword made out of lightning and cutting through it. This is where, well, both of them are equally matched. This is an incredible battle. It kind of looks like a bit of that of Kashimo and Hikaru's battle, and a bit of mostly that of Gojo and Sukuna's battle. But yeah, they are literally going wild in hell like this. Just a bunch of fire all over while Issei is just zapping through around. Think of it also the fact that mostly Issei is kind of zapping around similar to that of what's his name? Not Zenkichi, Zenitsu. Yeah, Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. I have not watched it in a while, but I do remember the whole Thunderfold and other shit. But yeah, this is where, well, he keeps just like launching himself off the tree and just zipping around. This is where, well, Riser cannot keep up with literally someone who uses lightning to zap around. Now, of course, mostly they have directly hit at each other, but luckily Riser's regeneration allows him to regenerate any attacks, and luckily with Issei's own, well, interesting body entirely, Issei actually is able to dodge direct physical attacks by turning his body into lightning, making sure that he's never getting hit. Which Riser realizes this is annoying to him. He realized that there's someone else that can literally counteract his attacks. He can't just tank Issei's own attacks, because Issei is also able to hurt him a bit more and actually stunning his regeneration. And he can't just like keep launching attacks and just keeps missing their attacks and never hitting Issei because Issei is zapping around. And he can't even physically hit Issei because Issei can just turn his body into lightning just to phase through attacks. Which is annoying towards Riser. He realized that this is such a big ass counteract kind of battle because entirely he can't even hit him once. This is where, well, we go into Riser kind of saying, "Stop moving, you brat!" He sends a huge burst of flames around his body. Right now trying to just burn everything around him, like every tree, to stop making Issei just dash around. But Issei managed to kind of get so much movement of lightning around his body that he dashes straight towards Riser when Riser sends this like burst of bubble. And of course, it would have affected Issei if Issei wasn't moving and like Mach 2 something. He rushes straight towards Riser and punched through the bubble and punched Riser in the face, launching him straight out of the bubble into multiple buildings. This is where, well, mostly a bunch of people are just shocked with this power. Because that punch wasn't just any normal punch. That punch was none other than a black flash. Yes, he punched the shit out of Riser, and yes, black and red lightning crackles around. This is where, well, making Riser just shocked. That attack, like, really almost shattered through his whole body. He was shocked that his regeneration was able to kind of heal him after that. For some reason, the regeneration actually almost stopped after the attack. This is where, well, he was shocked. That attack almost just took him out for the count. So while both Riser and Issei are right now just flashing through or sending attacks, flames, and other shit, Riser realized just how outmatched he is. He realized that this is basically not even fair. For some reason, Riser also feels like Issei is kind of holding back, but he doesn't know if that's the case. This is where, well, Riser is actually quite very careful not to get hit by another black flash, and make sure to kind of get his fucking chest caved in by that attack again, because that shit hurt a lot. This is where, well, Riser's being careful. Now, Riser is trying to get away to get to Rias and to eliminate her because he doesn't want to deal with Issei too much. But the problem is Issei is able to go into lightning, transform into literally the manifest of lightning, and teleport too fast for his liking. It's the most annoying thing for Riser to deal with because, yeah. But this is where, well, Riser didn't want to keep going with this shit, so of course he needed to think of something. This is where he had an idea. He remembered that the council did decide to give him like an evil piece that is kind of useless, but this is where it's like a illegal move to do. So of course he decided to toss the piece so fast straight towards Rias, thinking that Issei won't notice what it was. But this is where Issei literally, he went against Riser to punch him. This is where Riser was about to switch with the piece until the piece was grabbed in an instant by another Issei. This is where Riser widened his eyes and was confused. This is where the one that had the piece, the evil piece that Issei kind of caught, was only a clone and literally went back into Issei's body, and Issei has the evil piece right now in his hand. He crushes it and breaks it in an instant. Right now making, well, Juka widen his eyes. He never expected someone to just destroy the evil piece in an instant. This is where, well, Riser is right now shocked. He has never heard of anyone just crushing an evil piece in their hand. This is where, well, Riser's dad is right now just looking at this and realizing, yep, Riser's dead. Well, we're gonna have to prepare to make another child or something. God damn it. This is where, well, mostly everyone is just shocked to seeing the evil piece just destroyed, but yeah. But we go into Issei right now looking at Riser. Riser is right now just shocked. He's like, how did you... This is where Issei says, this is no time for you to question. It's mostly the time for you to die, you asshole. This is where Issei right now just rushes at Riser, and Riser right now sends a huge burst of flame straight forward to him. But before he can even just understand what will happen next, this is where 5 different Isseis right now appear around him. Right now, cutting him around his body. He is shocked. He's like, what the? When the? How? This is where, well, multiple lightning slashes appear all around his body. This is where he realized that there's 5 lightning clones, and the one that he shot flames towards was only a lightning clone. This is where he was shocked. He was like, when they? This is where he's shocked. The original was just literally standing behind him with the other 5 clones, or 4 clones. This is where the 4 clones right now turn into lightning, goes into Issei's body. Issei says, when? How? Are you trying to understand that? Sorry about that. This is where, well, Riser is just shocked. He was stunned. This is where, well, Riser, you bastard. This is where, well, he right now just exploded his body into flames and says, I won't lose to you. I am Riser Phoenix. This is where, well, he says, okay, fried chicken, I don't care in who exactly you are. You're dead. This is where, oh, Issei right now exploded with his own kind of lightning. This is where both of their energies are right now clashing with each other. This is where 2 different, like, visible images appears behind them. Riser has a phoenix behind him, while Issei has a Thunderbird behind him. and both of them are screeching at each other. Mostly the birds. This is where everyone is just seeing the power about mostly both of them just erupting from each other. This is where, well, right now, Riser's dad is just watching this and saying, yeah, he's taking a drink. He's taking a huge drink of whiskey. He knows that this is a bad idea to drink in the morning, but goddamn, he doesn't care. Or in the afternoon, whatever. But this is where, well, we go into Issei right now and just rushes at, Riser. Riser right now turns and right now rushes at Issei. Right now with blinding speed. This is where, well, both of them were about to attack each other until Issei's hand right now turns into a claw. Into like a bird claw. And this is where he cuts through Riser's chest. This is where Riser won his eyes when the attack literally managed to make his regeneration stop. He was confused. Then he looked at Issei's hand closely. And the kind of hand looks like a claw. Because he shaped it like a claw. But in his fingernails, there's actually quite something interesting. Holy lightning. Well, mostly holy lightning is crackling around there. Very fast, but it kind of looks like a chainsaw bit. But yeah, just moving really fast around his hand. And that's how it was able to cut through Riser pretty easily. This is where, well, Riser's like, damn it. I didn't think you can use holy lightning. But it won't hurt me that much. But his is just much more potent. What the hell is this? This is where, well, both of them are right now fighting and clashing, but this is where Riser realized that he is losing because all the cuts around his body is incredible, hurting his body much more than ever. He thought that the Holy Lightning won't affect him, but thanks to the other attacks that Issei has done, like Black Flash, has actually kind of reduced his regeneration a little bit lower. This is where, well, mostly Riser Phoenix healing is not being able to heal off the lightning slashes around his body. This is where, So while most of this battle was happening, this is where, well, mostly everyone is just left dumbfounded. Issei's power is much more stronger than they can believe. This is where, well, we go into a time skip of mostly after this bit of battle. After a while. They are both extremely tired, but mostly both of them decide to let out the most powerful attack they have at each other. This is where Issei right now rushes each other with a powerful lightning punch. And this is where, well, Riser also launches a powerful flame punch. This is where both their attacks smashes into each other and push them away a bit. This is where Issei's clothes is a bit kind of burnt and singed, but since he's wearing all black, it doesn't really affect him too much. And this is where Riser's clothes is almost all destroyed, and this is where Riser is right now tired. But this is where Issei right now rushes at him without letting him have any break. This is where, well, Issei activates two evil pieces inside his body. That is the Rook. Well, mostly since he's a pawn, he can actually activate into a, mostly you get the point. A rook, a knight, or a queen, or a bishop. But this is where Issei managed to glitch out the system and just said, fuck it, and let me go with two different pieces. Two different abilities, and that is literally the rook and the knight piece. To get that speed and that, what's it called, force of punches. So, of course, he started beating the shit out of fucking Riser, giving him the worst fucking combo of existence. Mostly that combo is kind of looking like when Batman fucking beat the shit of Joker over and over and over and over until he gets like 1,000 points. But this is where, well, mostly 1,000 hit combos. This is where, well, mostly everyone is shocked because Ajuka did put also what's it called, combo hit count, and he's over here looking at it and just realized there's 3,000 hit combo, and this is where he's saying, damn, this kid is giving Riser a fucking run for his money. Nah. This is where a lot of people realize that their money is going to be gone because they bet it on Riser to win, and now yeah, they're gonna lose a lot of money. They weren't expecting that. This is where, well, right now Sursex is seeing this and saying, damn, this kid is really giving him the fucking worst time of his life. This is where, well, he's happy, he's hoping his sister gets saved. But this is where, oh, Issei isn't doing this for Rias. No, he's doing this for Akano. Because he realized if he would have lost, this is where, mostly Akano and the other girls would have to be used slaves for mostly, Riser. And he hates Riser not just because of that, but also he's a Phoenix. He hates phoenixes. He's a Thunderbird member, so yeah. This is where, well, he then kind of just punches the shit out of Riser, but this time using a White Flash. Now, White Flash is a different ability from Black Flash. It kind of crackles to be kind of a purish light color, and this is where, well, it affected more Riser because it was made with positive energy instead of negative energy. This is where launching him straight into multiple trees. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei's kind of tired, and this is where Riser's also tired. Both of them are just glaring at each other. This is where Riser says, "I'm not giving up, you bastard. I, Riser Phoenix, will defeat you because death is mine." This is where, well, Issei says, "Shut up, bastard." This is where Riser says, "You dare. You dare." This is where, well, Issei says, "I dare you to shut the fuck up." This is where, well, mostly Issei starts kind of, his hands started crackling with different colors of lightning. Red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, and other different colors. Like, it was just crackling with so many different colors. This is where Riser says, "What is that?" This is where Issei says, "This is something to finish you, to end your existence." Riser says, "I won't let that happen." He starts sending multiple fire attacks straight towards, well, Issei. Issei is managing to dodge and rushing straight towards Riser. This is where, well, Riser says, "Die!" Issei says, "No, fuck you, how about you die?" Plasma punch! This is where he punches Riser in the face. And right now, this plasma attack wasn't anything normal. It wasn't just a punch and launch him away. This attack literally made a huge plasma beam straight through the arena, destroying the actual dimension itself and almost hitting the noble devils that were watching this. This is where they almost got hit. They were like, "Holy shit!" But yeah. But the attack right now ripples through and destroys almost anything. Luckily, if it wasn't for Juka, what's it called, Surgex and Serapho for being there, they managed to stop the attack. But goddamn, it almost shattered through their barrier. Even though they're super devils, they were shocked. This is where everyone was just amazed and shocked to the core. This is where Mariona kind of looks like this. This is where she is shocked. She's kind of looking like this, and also her other family members. This is where Raffle is completely dumbfounded. Even mostly Rias is Grimmery's Parage and other stuff. Now, Riser isn't dead, but he is just shocked. He is trembling with so much lightning throughout his body that he literally is paralyzed for a bit. Or not even a bit, a lot. He passes out right now unconscious, and he is knocked out for the count. He literally disappears, and this is where Grace B says, "Riser Phoenix has just been eliminated." This is where Issei's right hand is right now trembling, thanks to the fact that it's almost all fried, and this is where Issei falls down and actually goes unconscious, and this is where he's eliminated also. Issei Hyora has been eliminated. And this is where, well, Grace B says that the winner is still Rias Grimmery because Riser has been defeated, but yeah, Raffle is just shocked. Even though she's still in the match, she has just realized that she can't win. She probably would be able to win, but she's not that much of a skilled, strong fighter to win, and she doesn't really want to dirty her clothes. This is where, well, she just gives up, but yeah, she is scared shitless for Issei because Issei is just so powerful. He did mention he's a Thunderbird and he will kill the Phoenixes. He literally said that multiple times. He said, "I'm gonna fucking kill you Phoenixes. You bastard Phoenixes. This, and that." Yeah, he pretty much just hated them so much to the core. She was scared shitless. But yeah. This is where, well, everyone has lost so much money and says that they're gonna have to pay Surge X because they think that Surge X better on Rias. And they found out one thing. Surge X didn't fully bet on Rias. It was actually on Riser, and they were confused who the hell do they have to pay, because a lot of people that they believed that was going to beat bet on Rias realized that didn't happen. This is where, well, right now Riser's father right now raises his hand and says, "Come on, give me the money. You bastards didn't actually realize this, but I bet on the other team." They look at Riser's, like literally Riser's dad, and just says, "What the fuck? You're not gonna bet on your own son?" This is where, well, Alexander, he didn't really bet and didn't really care too much about this. Of course, what's it called? What the hell that called? Riser's other brother, I think is Riley. Rylan? I don't know, like that. Rylan, whatever. Pretty much, Rylan. He bet it on Issei. He didn't care. He bet a couple dollars. He bet like $1, but he just didn't care too much. He is quite a gambler also. Well, he didn't bet $1. He bet like a couple $1,000. Not the point. He is kind of a gambler. And of course, he was shocked that he actually won. That the lightning brat actually managed to win. And so, well, mostly we go into everyone else just shocked. To hear that Riser's, like, own brother and father literally bet on Issei. They realized they lost a bunch of money. Still to the Phoenix clan, even though they lost in this battle. This is where everyone is just shocked. Just like, damn, that's some next level of some bullshit half the time. But yeah. But we go into mostly a time skip. This is where Issei woke up and Issei's pain. Issei's arm is right now in fucking pain. He's right now cursing so much words to the goddamn heavens that he's right now making every person blush, probably. Because how much his arm is just in so much pain. He knew that attack was actually going to leave him kind of crippled. Because that attack is quite a dangerous, powerful attack. But it isn't as powerful and dangerous as the top 10 different lightnings. He might have some sub-lightning control, but yeah. But he's not a master to all lightning phenomenons. He only has a couple different lightnings that he managed to master. And that is, one of them was kind of holy lightning, kinda. It wasn't even fully at the same development as a angel would be. Well, those who would actually specialize in lightning. But he didn't care. He is right now satisfied and happy that he murdered the Phoenix. He thinks he murdered him, but he doesn't know for sure if he did or not. I should also mention that Issei was also kind of sealing his power away. He had unsealed 2 seals that were actually enough to fight against Riser, but he has a seals of total of like 10 seals, and he unsealed only 2. But yeah. And also, he could have unsealed Drake to actually fight with him in the battle, but he didn't do it because he didn't want to kind of get ruined by a dragon trying to stop him from killing the Phoenix. Because the Thunderbird has mentioned that the dragons have kind of like... But this is where, well, Issei is right now just really annoyed. He has actually tried to use one of the top 10 lightnings, and he regrets that, and he is never using that again. Even though it was literally in his dreamscape, he realized how powerful that lightning was. One of even the lowest rank being that of number 10, which is so powerful enough that it almost destroyed his body. Luckily, the Thunderbird managed to stop him from using it. He realized how much of mostly a gap he is against the others, and realized he is kind of the weakest Thunderbird ever. Well, not entirely. After the training, he got him stronger, but he's still weakest. Because he isn't able to even use any of the the top 10 lightnings. And he has heard that a bunch of other Thunderbird users trained so many years just to only get to either top 10 or 9. And it wasn't even close to any of the others. He has never heard of the others being used. Well, there was one that actually managed to get to top 5, which it was shocking. But yeah. Also, I did not meant to make that a pun, but yeah, you get the point. But this is where, well, mostly Issei just thinks in his head, like, ugh, damn. Well, did I lose or did I win? I definitely expect that I won. I beat the shit out of that damn Phoenix so fucking bad that he's basically probably in a crippling state. Asshole. Yeah, Issei does not care about calling Riser an asshole and does not give a damn. This is where, well, we go into mostly Issei kind of just scoffing and decide to sit down, and this is where, well, his arm is still hurting, but it's not throbbing as much as a while ago. This is where, well, he then kind of just sits there until Ozio walks to the door and says, Issei, are you... Issei! She rushes over and right now just check if he's fine. This is where, well, mostly she starts healing his arm, because it's still really bad looking. A while ago, mostly his arm was all fucked up a while ago, but luckily Ozzy healed it, but she needed to rest. But now she's trying to heal it again. now that Issei's arm is perfectly fine after a while, it kind of just looks like his arm has multiple scars around his mostly arm. Which Ozzy kind of told him that she couldn't heal it, but she can always give him a phoenix tear. And Issei said hell no. He literally does not give a damn about the charity help of the phoenixes and refuses any goddamn help from them at all. He doesn't give a damn. He said that he will keep the scarring on his arm because it kind of shows him that he's much more of a badass. And it's on his mostly right arm that has these scarrings. But yeah, he doesn't give a damn too much. He refuses the help of the phoenixes. He hates them a lot. But yeah, but we go into mostly Issei kind of pulling out earbuds and kind of just listening to music while kind of getting out of the hospital room after a while. This is where, well, Issei was about to keep walking away until this is where someone actually appears saying, yo, what are you listening to? That's where Issei turns around and kind of says, huh? What am I listening to? This is where he checked his phone and say, I'm listening to, so pretty much he's listening to Call Through It All made by, Spokesman. But yeah, pretty much, yeah, that's what it is. This is where, well, right now, the person looks up, mostly Issei looks up and realizes that this guy's a phoenix. He growls at mostly the phoenix. It's none other than Ribbo Phoenix. This is where, well, Ribbo kind of says, huh, it seems that you really don't like us that much at all. Is it because we're demons? No, you're a demon also. Is it because we're phoenixes? That could be the reason. Or is it because of something else? I don't really care about the whole Phoenix bloodline or blah, 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 blah. Reba Phoenix is the type of person who doesn't really give a damn too much about talking or whatever. He kind of just talks to Issei about the music choice that Issei kind of choose. And he kind of just like is chill. He's not arrogant. He's not cocky. He doesn't care about politics or laws or whatever. Reba Phoenix is just basically a chill person. A chill person that Issei kind of respects because the music choice that they both choose are kind of similar the same, even though they're literally different types of mostly just enemies, somewhat being either a Thunderbird or a Phoenix, and yet they still don't give a damn. But yeah, pretty much they're just talking about music and other stuff and just kind of walking. This is where, well, mostly Issei's clothes did have to change a bit. Well, not change a bit. He did kind of change his style a bit and kind of looks like this a bit. So yeah, it kind of looks like he has like a black tank top or other stuff like that. Kind of a black cross, but it's like an upside down cross, but not the point. Well, it's not a cross. It's like a, what's it called? It's like a dream catcher, but not the point. And near his neck. This is where, well, he does have kind of like this hairstyle, like I was mentioning, but he's not pale white. Also, his eyes are kind of like this a bit, but the glasses are keep blocking it. And yes, he's been wearing glasses the whole damn time. So yeah. Now, this is where, well, mostly Rebel Phoenix doesn't really mind Issei's style of wearing clothes because it's similar to his also. Even though Rebel Phoenix is kind of at the age of like, mostly he's older than what's called Riser. Now, Riser in this one is going to be aged down a bit to be similar to same as Issei's same age as 17. Now, the reason why I say this as 17 is because I have plans for a Riser, but not the point. Now, this is where Rebel Phoenix is actually the age of kind of some stat of like 20 or a bit older. He's like 21, but yeah, he just doesn't care too much. This is where Alexander is like 25-ish, but yeah. And Merlion is actually 19, but yeah. This is where, well, we'll see. A lot of them are going to be aged down a bit, but not the point. This is where, well, both Issei and Rebel Phoenix are just talking. Literally, they don't care. They're talking. They're listening to music, talking, and whatever. Now, this is where, well, right now, Issei is talking towards people until Rias appeared. This is where Rias says, Issei, you shouldn't be out of the hospital, and why are you talking to him? Issei says, huh? Talking to who? Oh, you mean him? Oh, we're just talking about music. This is where Rias says, I forbid you from ever talking to him. Issei looks at her and just says, yeah, fuck off. Yeah, Issei didn't care too much. This is where right now Rebel didn't really care neither, and of course they just continued talking, walking past Rias. Rias was just shocked. She was talked to the core to hear that Issei didn't care about rules or anything. But this is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip of mostly a while later. But for right now, I'm going to end it off here because I kind of did get distracted. It's almost already 3 o'clock and I'm going to go to sleep. So good night, bye, and yeah.